She gives them an athlete, a rebounder, a defender that they didn't have in their earlier meetings.
Yeah, we're underway. Once again, it is Rice with the pull-up, rimming out. Heather Steck, a very good rebounder for this St. team, picks it off the glass. Siena on the green, Fairfield in the white. Fairfield the higher seed at number 3. Shondea Burrell wears number 11. Her last outing, 31 career high points in an overtime win against Ryder. That's she with the basketball. Very quick to the iron. And Steck for the pull-up. The clear by Guillen.
And you see Burrell go right to the basket right away. Tremendously quick first step. She's also their leading offensive rebounder, but she gets in there, and even if she misses, she's in a position to rebound.
Meg Caskin out there along with Rice and Groom. 32's Guillen, and Lowenthal 40 in the post. 0 for on her first couple of opportunities. Steck for another rebound. Melissa Manzer brings them down. She's a senior. And the ball reversal to Burrell. Alpe Luca from Latvia steps up to get the pass. Menti blocked there by Guillen.
Again, that matchup is paying off right away for Coach Frager. He calls Guillen Inspector Gadget arms because she has such long arms and they seem to be everywhere.
Guillen out with an illness. He missed her 9 games towards the end of the season. Long ball by Meg Caskin. Had her career high earlier this year against Siena with 10 points. Not a real scorer, but sticks that one.
No, and they don't really ask her to score, but she did stick that one. Leads the team in assists. She's more of an assist setup kind of player than a scorer.
Foul on the floor. The bump called against Groom. Take a look at our coaching matchup brought to you by Anaconda Sports in The Rock. Gina Castelli, 18 years in the business as the head coach here for Siena. 296 in wins, a winning mark of 57.5%.
She looks great for 18 years in this business.
Well, her team playing well of late, winning 3 of their last 4. Clear by Groom, and they'll set it up. 3-0 lead. Meg Caskin hit the 3 in the last possession for the Stags. Stags finished up strong, winning 5 of their last 6 regular season games. Tipped out of bounds. Stags will keep it. Shot clock's at 15. Joe Frager, first-year head coach for Fairfield. They didn't have to go very far to get him. He was a Division II coach at Southern Connecticut State. All he did last year was win the national title.
Won a national championship. Took the next step. He's done a great job here at Fairfield.
Shondea Burrell, local resident out of Albany, New York. Her junior year. Wearing number 11, Manzer. Manzer, 5'6", senior, Johnson City, New York, her hometown. And Burrell will pull up. 2-pointer by Shondea Burrell.
She makes that shot. It's going to be a tough day for Fairfield. That means you're going to have to step out and get a hand in her face, and then she can go to work off the dribble.
First bucket for the Saints. Siena 11-17 in the regular season. Stags 21-8. Rice stepping into a 3-ball. And on the alternate possession, it will go back to Siena on the help. Saints go with Steck, Manzer out there with Alpe Luca. Shondea Burrell and Laura Menti. Menti really hasn't touched the ball yet in the early part of this ball game. And she does now. Menti had several big games this year, and the lean-in jumper.
How they can leave her unguarded, I'm not sure. I don't think they quite knew who was to take her on that possession.
1,770 career points, 4th best all-time for the Saints. Saints hitting back-to-back buckets after Fairfield had opened on a 3. And now it's Saint basketball once again. Saints playing here at the Times Union Center for the 3rd time, or check it, the 4th time. They won the previous 3 in the regular season. Albany, Canisius, and Niagara are their victims.
And the only number 3 seed to win the MAAC tournament has been Fairfield. And here they are this year again as the number 3 seeded team in the tournament.
Shot clock will go under 5 on the drive by Burrell. Lowenthal with a tough clear. Rice walked on defense by Manzer. Draws the 2-shot foul. Officials Kevin Collier, John Arminsky, and Gary Shamil.
Here Here we see Rice get to the goal. She's a threat from anywhere on the court. She can drive it to the basket. She can shoot the three. It's one reason she's all MAAC first team.
Manzer picked up the personal. Rice curls out on that attempt. Sabre Rice, 5'8" senior, Riverside, New Jersey, a hometown. MAAC first team, named this plate, tri-captain on the team. And she comes up empty.
Yeah, there's a chink in her armor. It's the free throw shooting, 67% for the season.
Siena needed some help and a win on the last day of the regular season for them to get to the number 6 seed, and they did it. They came back and won an overtime game in Lawrenceville, New Jersey against Ryder, and then they got help as they ended up being tied for the 6th spot with Canisius and Loyola. And that one falls. Liga Alpeluca hits the three and only shooting 26% this year on threes.
Both scores have been by unlikely candidates, Kaskin and Alpeluca.
Ian at the top, now looking for Kaskin and returns the favor. Lowenthal working on Menti. She's good off the dribble, but had it knocked away, and Manzer on the tie-up. He'll be kept by the Stags.
It's going to be a tough matchup there for Menti against Lowenthal today.
4:50 going off the game clock. Early lead for the Saints playing in one of their home buildings, 7-3.
Okay, here we're back. We see some play inside here. A tough matchup for Menti here against Lowenthal. The ball goes inside and hold it right there. You see how she bodies up. If she's going to contain Lowenthal in the post, she's got to play a little better defense. We'll see Lowenthal take it to the basket. We can roll it, guys. And then Manzer comes in and saves her bacon and doubles down on Lowenthal. That's the only way they're going to be able to contain her in the post, is if either Menti plays a little better defensively or they double down on Lowenthal. She's very active and very aggressive with the dribble once she catches it inside.
Fresh into the ball game, Mika Wirtz buries about a 13-footer on the right side. A senior, Riverside, New Jersey, her hometown. And a 7-5 Saint lead. Steck with a big step. Burrell. Saints staying patient. Menti will duck it inside. Alpeluca missed the cookie. Burrell threw up a brick. And a rebound to Rice.
Right, Fairfield did a good job that time of sitting on that baseline shoulder of Menti and forcing her to turn back inside, where she's a lot less effective than she is when she can drop step baseline.
Bindu Lowenthal, a tremendous bounce pass from the perimeter of Meg Kaskin.
I think one of the most underrated players in this league, because she can do it all. She can play inside, outside, very good in the post off the dribble.
Lowenthal had a double-double in the second meeting against the Saints. 21 points, 11 boards. Manzer goes long range, and she's capable. Melissa Manzer, Johnson City, New York, 37% accuracy on 3 balls this year. Her first 3 in a ball game. 3-point lead for the Saints. Burrell was riding that time a bit too hard.
Here we see Lowenthal in the paint, great drop step, set up by the beautiful feed from Kaskin. When you have players that can finish like that, that pads those assist numbers for.
First foul called on Burrell. Inbound here for the Stags. Meeting for the 48th time. 4th straight year in the MAAC playoffs. Coming away with the ball. Saints. Kathy Cochran checking in first time. Number 42 for the Saints. Steal by Wirtz.
It's a great matchup here, Wirtz and Burrell. Be a fun matchup to watch today.
Kaskin runs it at the point. 4.7 assists per game of the regular season. 138 in total. There's Lowenthal for the runner. Lowenthal has the big first step to the basket.
She does. She has a great first step, and she can take it from anywhere outside the paint.
Bindu's got 4 in the ball game. On the year average, 14.7, second best to Sabre Rice. They let him scoring 16.4 a game. Manzer Now has the long look at a drain by Sarah Fulmer at Swansea, Massachusetts.
As you can see, very versatile player. She can play inside or outside. I'm also glad to see Steck playing a little more inside than I've seen her earlier in the season, because she's a very versatile player as well. She's a great rebounder. She can shoot the three. She also can score inside for Siena.
Here's Gaskin, drains a two. So Gaskin opens the game with a three, hits a two. Would you believe her average is 3.3 a game? She's got 5 here in the first 7.5 minutes.
I believe it, because in our first game today, we had some unlikely heroes step up, and we see another one today in Gaskin.
Two coaches working the sideline. Joe Frager, Fairfield, Gina Castelli for the Saints. Steck will be given a rest. Mente, Fulmer out there with Manzer, Cockrum, and Burrell. Saints all-conference players. Laura Mente, first team. Shondea Burrell, third team. Tried to squeeze in the youth of this program. Spot duty throughout the calendar. Saints 11 up, 17 down on the regular season. 7-11 in the match. Got a kick. 7 seconds remaining. 11 minutes and 58 seconds left here in the first half. 2-point ball game favoring Saints.
This is Siena, a college that builds competence and character, where you're part of a team, a place of academic rigor that builds leaders, offering opportunity and values that prepare you for change, leadership, and life. The tradition, the community of Siena, educating for success, one student at a time.
School class trip here at the Times Union Center. The youth showing from the immediate area as we come to you from Albany, New York. And once again, the early lead here, 13-11, favoring the Saints of Siena. Well, coming up, high school musical fans, join us, Citizens Bank MAAC Basketball Championship Sunday, right here at the Times Union Center in Albany, where Drew Seeley, the voice of Troy from High School Musical, will be the host of entertainment that day. Seeley will sing the national anthem before the women's game. That goes off at 11 a.m. Give a mini concert at halftime and also conduct some autograph signing as well in the second half. To buy tickets, call 1-830-EVENT. Go to MAACsports.com for more information. Hopefully those youth turn back to see Drew Seeley. 11 a.m. championship call from the Times Union Center. Just 7 on the shot clock. Burrell, long distance. And it trickles out of bounds. Stag basketball.
I know Fairfield hopes that she takes that shot the whole game. They'll give her that. They just don't want to give her dribble drive to the basket.
The Saints have gone long ball early. 3 of 5 on threes. Fairfield sticking 1 of 2. Gaskin, 5 points to lead the Stags, 2 assists in 8 minutes of action and a walk. Both teams plagued by turnovers this year, averaging 17 a game. Two teams splitting the regular season. 3-point game and a 6-point game. Fairfield winning at Fairfield by 3. Siena winning at home by 6 late in the year. Traeger can't understand that call.
Looks like one thing Fairfield's trying to do is keep a fresh body on Mente the entire game, because this is the third matchup she's had since we started with Syria in the post guarding her. Looks like they're going to try to wear her down, yes.
Heather Steck missed the first 10 games of the season with a preseason foot injury, so they have to spot duty her throughout. That's she with the basketball. Very aggressive rebounder. She had 16 earlier this year against Iona. Well, that wasn't pretty for the Saints.
No, but they've had Lowenthal on Mente, they've had Syria on her, and they've also had Guillen on her. So I think it looks like by design, they're going to try to wear her down.
Laura Mente's a big, strong girl.
Very strong. Runs the floor well, too, for an interior player.
And you know she takes a pounding each and every game. Gaskin for Lowenthal. Mente played good defense that time with her feet. Laura Menti comes in, a first-team all-conference performer, and she filled up the basket, the #1 scorer this year, 19.4 games, shot well from the field, and most of those shots are within 10 feet.
55%. I don't think she's taken many threes this year, but she's deadly down on that baseline.
And Menti, that time, too strong on the leaning. So Laura Menti is called on the offensive foul.
Well, they know if they sit on that baseline shoulder, they're apt to get some of those calls, and that's what they did in that last possession.
Rice running the floor for the stop and the pop. Syria was tied up on the play. And one of the key players entering today's game, Sabra Rice, 16.4 points, fourth best scorer in the MAAC. There she is right there, one of the seniors. Good matchup when you look at star players and the quality of their performances, both Menti and Rice.
Right. Rice has struggled lately with her perimeter shooting, but I promise you, if it's a tie game and they have possession of the ball, it will go to Rice, and she will take the last shot. She's just a clutch performer, tough veteran player, just not shooting particularly well in the last dozen games of the season.
Menti out front there on Lowenthal. They go 3-ball, and Miko Wirtz buries another one. She's got 5. She got into the game. She put a shot up within 10 seconds, and now hits a 3.
She led them in scoring in their last victory against Siena. Great player to watch. She plays with a lot of enthusiasm, a little twinkle in her eye. I enjoy watching her play.
Stack on the post down, and it's a 1-point St. lead. First 2 for Heather Steck.
Here's the value of Lowenthal. She can go coast to coast.
Syria with the air ball. And they go the other way. Burrell joined by Alpe Luca. Menti out there with Steck and Manzer. Finally the throwaway. Aggressive Fairfield defense, the #1 defensive outfit in the league, only giving up 56.2 points a game.
And that was a big transition for this team under former coach Diane Nolan, who's a fantastic coach at Fairfield since retired. They were a transition team. They looked to score, and he came in and had to change their thinking. Now they think defense and rebounding first and foremost.
A couple times Lowenthal has taken that route down to the right block, but she hasn't been squared shooting the ball. That's because Menti's sliding over.
Well, she's bigger than Lowenthal, and she's not getting her shoulder squared to the basket, so she just hasn't been able to get it into the basket, into the rim.
Got a lot of points early in this one. Both teams in a scoring drought now. Steck, foul on the floor. All conference teams named earlier this week. Sabra Rice, Fairfield. Highlighted her in our Star Watch. Caitlin Flood of Manhattan. We'll see her in our nightcap. Rachel Fitz ended up being the player of the year from Marist. Tania Kennedy, what a water bug she is, and a great defensive player named Defensive Player of the Year. And, of course, Laura Menti. Manzer to reset them.
It's a very big lineup here for Siena. I think we'll probably see them go inside here.
There's Manzer breaking down and then shooting. Cochran came in and rescued the ball. They'll reset it. Manzer, 956 career points since we started today. Hit the game-winning three-pointer in the final seconds against Fairfield last year to earn the 1-point win. Alpe Luca blocked by Guillen. And how lucky are they to have Stephanie Guillen back?
Very fortunate. It's good to see her back after missing those 9 games with an illness.
We step out for a break. It's Siena by 1. First half of our second quarterfinal event of the day. Saints leading by 1 over Fairfield, 15-14. The Marist women will be going up against Canisius in our next battle, and they are preparing mentally for that game. And I'd like to tell you, don't miss out on the action. Get your tickets for the Citizens Bank MAAC Basketball Championships now through Monday here at the Times Union Center at Albany, New York. To buy tickets, 1-800-30-EVENT, or go to MAACsports.com for more information. Along with Mike Ryan, I'm Dean Darling. We're at the Times Union Center. Wirtz out there with Kaskin, Syria, Groom, and Guillen on the floor right now for the Stags. The #3 seed, 8 on the shot clock.
It's a great job there by Coach Castelli to come out of that timeout in a full court zone press. I'm sure they didn't expect that. Disrupted their rhythm, made them go to the end of the shot clock. Unfortunate she's called for the travel there, but a great coaching move and a great job of execution by the Siena team.
And you see the field goals, 6 made by both squads. 3 of 7 for the Saints, 2 of 3 for the Stags on the 3-point numbers. Offensive rebound, that's a stark number right there. Siena 6-1 over the Stags. 7-minute mark as we approach. 15-14 Saints. And right now nobody can put the ball in the basket.
No, they're all struggling.
We'll take the shot clock down under 10 on this possession once again. Luka leaving it for Steck. And they'll get a new possession and a walk.
She can't be happy with those last 2 or 3 possessions there, Siena. They've got a huge lineup on the court, and they're settling for jump shots.
They had brought in Jessica Edmonds for a brief time. Kathy Cochran will check out. Saints go now with Burrell, Manzer as they set up the press. Luka, Menti, and Steck.
She told me sometimes they use this full court zone press, Siena does, just sometimes to keep her own team focused. They tend to lose focus and during the course of the game, and sometimes rather than just to disrupt the rhythm of the other team, is to keep her team focused.
Good logic. Here's Wirtz, long distance, hits the 3. She's got 2 triples here in the first 13.5 minutes of this ball game. 8 points today for the senior. Transition, they can't put it in. Lowenthal tripped up on the play. Saints have had a problem. They've had real good looks. They've had some cupcakes, 5-6 foot shots. They just can't put it in.
Just can't buy a basket there.
Steck on the personal foul.
We'll see that all of Siena's scoring has come from the perimeter. There we see Burrell, then Luka, and another 3. We see Manzer kicking out the 3. And the strength of this Siena team has been their inside game, but they're doing it with perimeter shooting today.
Saints 9th in the league in 3-pointers, 30.2%, but they've been hot early.
They've had threes from Fulmer, Burrell, Manzer. It's been a 3-point barrage by Siena.
Menti getting ready, playing on the defensive end. Kaskin matches up there on Manzer. Lowenthal playing with some hands on the defense. And Meg Kaskin is having a game.
Well, Manzer doubled down there to try to help control Lowenthal. She kicks to Kaskin, who drills it, and I don't think they expected that. Kaskin really doesn't look for a shot.
Thanks for joining us from the 2008 Citizens Bank MAAC Women's Tournament. House here at the Times Union Center in Albany, New York. Along with Mike Ryan, I'm Dean Darling. It's Fairfield in the white, Siena in the green. Fairfield leads it by 4. Second quarterfinal event of the day. First one won by Iona over Loyola, 74-59. So Iona will take on the winner of this game. 9:30 tomorrow morning in the first semifinal. Trail official on the outside has a call. Hold underneath. Second one on Lowenthal. That's key for Frager's team.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to sit her down for a few minutes. Maybe even for the rest of this half.
So they get Lowenthal out of the lineup. And Manzer will bring it back outside. Very physical game down low between the two squads. And Burrell knifes to the basket.
Just can't finish today. She's getting to the front of the rim, but just can't buy a basket.
Flaherty had replaced Lowenthal in the lineup, number 33. Wirtz with 8 points at the outset of this ball game for Guillen's jumper. Alpeluca was on the weak side for the glass.
And look at Minty run the floor.
And Guillen did a good job of deflecting the ball, and Minty last touched it.
It's great hustle by Guillen just to tip that enough for it to roll off her fingertips.
Stephanie Guillen out. Allegedly reported she had mononucleosis, and that's tough to come back from. You know, her wind isn't there yet.
And here's the great tip by Guillen just off the fingertips of Minty. But it's great to see interior players run the floor like the two of them.
Stephanie Guillen from Braintree, Massachusetts. Curl inside there by Sabra Rice. Well, Rice has scored 20 or more 9 times this year. Her first 2 in this ball game. 21-15, Stags by 6.
It's a good way to get her involved in the offense. Have her run off that little screen down low and score inside. Sometimes all it takes is an easy basket or a free throw like that to get a player going.
Let's turn it over again on the baseline. Eric Volpe will be coming in now for the Saints wearing number 3. He'll take Burrell out. It's Gina Castelli. Very nice young lady here, 18 years in the Albany market, guiding the Saints. And she too has basically been a MAAC member her entire life, graduate of Canisius. Shot clock will go under 15. We're under the 4-minute mark here in the opening half. Lauren Groom, whose dad played college basketball for the Stags. And now they'll take it to under 5. Rice for the turnaround over Volpe. That's a tough shot.
Tough shot. And a great defensive stand by Siena.
Back-to-back hoops by Sabra Rice to get her going, and a timeout is called. The Rice was running out of a shot clock situation.
And she just catches the ball, turns, elevates, and right over the top. Again, that's why she's first team All-MAAC. It's a terrific one-on-one move.
Playing her 118th career game today. Saints have gone 6 minutes without putting the biscuit in the basket.
In large part due to that defensive effort by the Fairfield Stags. It's a real emphasis by Coach Joe Frager, his half-court defense, and we're seeing a clinic here in the last 6 minutes.
I'll get your tickets now for the MAAC Baseball Championships at Waterfront Park in Trenton, New Jersey, May 22nd through the 24th. Buy tickets. All you have to do is call 609-394-3300 or go to MAACsports.com for more information. Trell Moore has checked in, and that shot off the mark. Serena Moore has now come in for the Saints. Second one on Lauren Groom. 3:13 left here in the first 20. Stags lead by 8.
At St. Peter's College, success is a team effort. St. Peter's College, education one student at a time.
A lot of youth from the local Albany area bust in for today's second quarterfinal game between Siena and Fairfield. Fairfield leading it by 8. Enjoying the proceedings here at the Times Union Center. Obviously, that must be a teacher on a cell phone who's waving. Either that or he's a big kid.
Yeah. Very large 5th grader. 6th grader, pardon me.
And Minty at the free throw line. It's the first of a pair. That ends a 9-0 run by the Stags over the last 4.5-minute period.
Little 2-3 zone here out of this timeout by Siena.
Wirtz is the one that could bust him out, or that lady there, Sabra Rice. She's hit her last 3 shots.
She's heating up.
That's a 3-ball. Now is 7 in the ball game. Rice, the leading scorer at 16.4, 4th best in the MAAC. And finally, they get an inside basket. So the Stags lead it by 8, 2.5 left here in the opening half. Gaskin and Rice attacking the pressure, and now will settle into their offensive scheme. Fairfield looking for their 22nd win of the year. They ended up tied for second with Iona, got the number 3 seed. 5 on the shot clock. That missed by Gaskin.
Again, very effective use of that full-court zone press. They're not trying to steal the ball, they're just trying to take some time off the clock, and they force Fairfield to take a shot maybe they wouldn't ordinarily take.
There's Menti. Heaved it up that time, and then loose ball foul.
And here we see Sabre Rice heating up. Ball reverses to Wirtz. She just comes off the baseline. A little overload against that zone, and the zone can't cover all those players. She gets the open look and drills it.
I give a lot of credit to Gaskin because she realized that Rice was going to run the baseline and end up in that right corner.
Smart, heady player.
90 seconds left to the half. 8-point lead, biggest of the game for the Stags. And it's Wirtz on a 3. Mega Wirtz has come off the bench to give them instant offense.
I give her a lot of credit, Dean, because she was one of the last players to buy into his defense first and offense second theories. She was a run and gun kind of player, like to go up and down the court and shoot the 3 ball. And she's adjusted and adapted to come off the bench as a senior and has been largely responsible for a lot of their success as a player coming off the bench.
Coming up on the MAAC halftime report, we'll have a feature on Siena's Shondea Burrell, tournament preview, and first half highlights and stats.
Her slightly different role this year hasn't dampened her spirits, her enthusiasm, or her contributions to the team.
Menti just wrestling the ball away from the defender. She'll shoot 2. Now, Menti goes to the free throw line quite often during the course of a ball game. On the average, she shoots 7 free throws a game, 200 in the regular season.
As she should, yes. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend copying her free throw ritual, but it works for her. But as she should be going to the foul line 8 to 10 times a game because she takes it in deep there and she should get fouled.
And Menti will get another one. On the regular season, she shot 81%. One of the tri-captains named MAAC Player of the Week on 3 occasions this year. Tied for 15th in the nation in scoring, averaging 19.4. Menti has scored their last 7.
It's great when you get fouled that often that you shoot an 80% percentage from the free throw line.
Rice went down heavily, grabbing her right jaw, trailing the play. And Menti will leave it up. And
very descriptive. That was not a shot that I think Coach Castelli wanted to see from Menti.
Manzer was trying to fight through that pick. Got engaged with Moore. They call it on Manzer. And the Saints head coach Siena Castelli obviously not happy with that call going against Manzer.
I think that could have easily been a no call.
She's obviously talking
to
the official who made the call.
Right.
Now we take a look now at our tournament bracket brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio. Earlier this morning, Iona bested Loyola by 15. They await the winner of this game, Fairfield and Siena. Still to be played in our 3rd game today. Number 1 seed Marist against Canisius and Manhattan, and St. Peter's in the 4-5 game going off schedule at 3:30 today. Lots of basketball from here at the Times Union Center. Crowd beginning to filter in. And the Stags leading it by 9 with just 24 ticks remaining.
I never got to miss school to come to a basketball game. These kids are so lucky.
I was just talking to Matt Reitnauer, who is our statistician today and works in the sports information department at Canisius. He said the same thing. Sherelle Moore, mom played during her days with Diane Nolan, who retired after last year. 6 seconds left. Could have been a dagger off the miss there. And Burrell will dribble out the clock. Halftime of our second quarterfinal of the day. Mika Wirtz coming off the bench and knocking down several jumpers. 11 points to lead her squad. 4 of 7 from the field. 3 of 5 on threes. And her team leads by 9 as they head to the locker room. Able to convert a lot of those as we're ready to go here in the second half. Throw in for the Stags. Groom out there with Kaskin, Lowenthal, Guillen, and Rice. Kaskin did a wonderful job running the team in that first half. 7 points, 4 assists, no turnovers, played all 20 minutes, and Stags score right off the get-go.
That's a tough matchup for Minty. She has to come out and defend because Lowenthal can make that shot, but yet Lowenthal can also put the ball on the court and go by her to the basket.
Lowenthal got a couple fouls, so she played only 13 minutes in that first half. Alpe Luca with the wild runner. She led the team in rebounds with 6 in the first half, but doesn't convert on the offensive end. Up to a double-digit lead now for the Stags. Saints were playing basket for a while, and then about the 10-minute mark, they hit the wall. They couldn't put the ball in the ocean.
They can't throw it. You're right, can't throw it in the ocean, and not from anywhere. Not a layup, not a three-pointer.
Kick on Alpe Luca. There's just 7 seconds of shot clock, but they'll reset it by law to 15. Star Watch update. Menti with the 7 points, and she scored those late. And Rice, of course, hit 3 consecutive baskets for the Stags. Steck for the rebound. You talk rebound numbers. Siena rebounded Fairfield 23-15. There's Menti. Guillen with the block.
Those long Inspector Gadget arms again. And she just took that baseline right away.
Stephanie Guillen, Braintree, Massachusetts, her hometown. 19 starts in the regular season. Missed a period of time because of an illness. Back cut there by Groom.
But Coach Frager thought she would be key to this game today because she gives them that extra defender, that extra rebounder that they've been missing since she was ill.
Sets up the screen for Rice. And brought away there by Shondea Burrell. Now they need Shondea Burrell to get on track here in the second half, and she's capable.
Yes, she is.
We saw Burrell lead him in a big comeback against Ryder this last Friday in Lawrenceville. Another miss, clear there by Groom. 2 minutes into the second half, a 11-point lead for Fairfield. Lowenthal steps into a jumper and hits it inside the elbow. 8 points today for Bindu Lowenthal. And the Saints have seen enough. Call for a timeout. 33-20. Saints are down by 13.
On the shores of the Hudson River and on the forefront of technology is where you'll find Marist College. For more than 60 years, Marist professors, students, and alumni have been making an impact beyond the classroom, shaping the future and respecting the past. Through our partnerships, internships, and initiatives with some of the nation's leading companies, Marist College prepares students for a full and successful life filled with opportunity. And it all begins here at Marist College.
Reading the sheet music here at the Times Union Center with the Stag Band.
Here we see the value of Lowenthal to this team. Steck doesn't come out to defend because she knows she can put the ball on the floor and go to the basket. She drills the jumper. Just a tough matchup really for anybody on that Siena team. Again, I think one of the most underrated players in the MAAC.
A critical juncture in the ballgame for the Saints. They had to burn the timeout. They haven't scored yet in the second half. They were down by 9 and now down by 13. This deck on the turn. Ian with an offhand block. Stephanie Guillen, welcome back to the lineup. She didn't return to the lineup till the end of the regular season. Now playing here in the playoffs, helping out the Stags.
I think her first game back, she played about 12 minutes. In the last game of the regular season, about 20 minutes. So I'd look for her to play maybe another 20 today. Just got to be careful with her that he doesn't overdo it.
Stags, when leading at halftime this year, have won 18 of 20 games. Lowenthal again steps outside on Menti. Double digits, 10 points. She's had 5 double-doubles this year. And when she's the leading scorer, they have won 75% of the games.
I believe it, because she can do it all.
It's going to give Menti fits as well. They're frustrated. Here's Alpeluca set up for a 2.
Steck with another rebound. Great rebounder.
Really stroke by Shandea Burrell, only her second field goal of the ball game.
Well, they need her to heat up and get on track for them to have a chance to win this game.
Third team all-conference player. When they have won their 11 games this year, she's averaged nearly 16 a game. Tie up there. And the Saints will get the ball.
Probably better there if she had gotten that ball to Kaskin. It's the only time I've seen Coach Frager upset with her. I saw her go behind her back one time in a game. She dribbled behind her back.
And if you read her lips, she's trying to yell timeout, but she didn't have possession of the ball.
No, that behind the back dribble she did caused him to take his jacket off and toss it to the side.
As the Saints re-huddle. And it's against Lowenthal. That's key because Lowenthal just picked up her third personal foul.
Just great power up by Menti.
Menti short arms that ball. Stephanie Syria coming back in. So Lowenthal leaves with 6 points scored here in the second half, but because of foul problems, they have to take her out. Menti measures the ball and hits it. And it's 35-23 Stags. Rice with Kaskin, Syria, Guillen, and room on the floor right now for Joe Frager's group. Having won 21 ball games. Hot team coming in. 11 of the last 14 have been W's. One rattled out for Syria.
If you talk to the other coaches in the league, Dean, this is one team that they all fear, and that's Fairfield. They know what Marist is. That's a given, but Fairfield is a team that they all don't look forward to playing.
4 minutes and 9 seconds gone here. Early stages, second half. Fairfield leads by 12 as they grapple for the ball on the baseline.
Welcome back to the MAAC tournament with Fairfield leading Siena 35-23. We're going to take a quick look here at Lowenthal from Fairfield. It's a catch-22. She can catch the ball on the perimeter. If you don't get out and defend, she can make that 15, 16-foot jump shot. But yet, if you get out and defend, she's capable of putting the ball on the floor and going right to the basket. Very versatile player for the Fairfield Stags.
She's on the bench right now with 3 personal fouls, 10 points, 5 of 8 from the field, and 3 boards. Sabre Rice, the leading scorer of the season, and Lowenthal backs her up, averaging 14.7 a game. Trail official has a call in the interior off the inbound attempt. It's against Laura Menti. Second one on Laura Menti. And this time off the inbound, they hit it.
Broom gets off the snide there. She's been playing very well, but struggled in the first half of this game.
She had hit 10 of his last 18 shots over the last few games in the regular season. Manzer matched up there with Kaskin. 14-point lead. The largest deficit Saints have come back from this year and won was against Canisius back in January. By 13 they were down and they won the game by 13. Rattled out for Menti. Menti just using brute strength to take the ball away. And another tied ball. I don't know if I've seen so many alternate possessions here in the first game and a half as here today.
There's another one, but Guillen has really given Minty fits inside just because of her length and her long arms. Doesn't crowd the rebound, but everybody's down on the floor hustling.
Official saw some perspiration and wipes it up there, stomping it with his shoes. Steck is back in. Former will leave. Saints have had a hard time shooting the basketball at the outset of the second half, just 1 for 6. Stags, before the last media timeout, had hit half their shots, 3 of 6. Gaskin finding Guillen, and in one motion, she drains the J.
Sure, they're happy to see that. Not only is she defending and rebounding, but she's doing a little scoring for them.
First 2 of the day. So the Saints need some offense. Manzer nudges the rim. Steck put back, partially rejected. There comes Gaskin. Gaskin, 35.6 minutes per game this year. And the lead out, Manzer for Burrell, who's excellent in transition. And Gaskin coming back on the personal.
And Laura Minty will know that she's been in a game tonight, win or lose. They are really working hard on her down on the block.
Done a good job. 19.4 game to lead the MAAC in scoring. She's had 8 in this one, and Burrell for 2. Saints have been a little bit short on a lot of their free throws today.
They have, and they're in general a pretty good free throw shooting team. If this game comes down to shooting free throws at the end, the advantage clearly has to go to Siena. In fact, in the last game that Fairfield lost, they went 7 for 15 in the last 2 minutes of the game. That's what cost them a win against Siena.
Saints in the regular season, number 2 in the MAAC, 73.9% on free throws.
The Fairfield is last in the league in free throw shooting percentage.
Mika Wirtz, who led them with 11 in the first half. In her first stint here in the second half, and the lean-in jumper by Lauren Groom. Lauren Groom, who averaged in the regular season just under 7 a game. 4 points today for Groom. Interior pass intended for Menti, and a whistle. Stopping play. Sherelle Moore picks up the personal. First one on Sherelle Moore. Kathy Cockrum coming back in. Burrell will check out. And again, they're just not getting a lot from Shondea.
No, they're not.
They call it the big 3, Manzer, Burrell, and Menti. And if 2 of them are off, Siena's in trouble.
Yeah, and good execution there off that inbounds play.
Flaherty with the up move as Menti flew by. Darryl Flaherty, Hastings on Hudson, her hometown in New York State.
She did a terrific job for them, too, when Guillen was ill. She filled in and just did a tremendous job.
Started 7 games,
yes.
Averaged 13 minutes.
Gave him some defense, some rebounding. Not quite as athletic as Guillen, but an admirable job filling in for her.
Missed by Cockrum. Room on both ends of the floor. She brings away that defensive carry. There we go. Wirtz, Moore, Gaskin, Flaherty on the floor, along with Lauren Groom. 13-minute mark. Big lead here for Fairfield. The Saints undefeated in this building in 3 games, beating their counterparts here, SUNY Albany, and then the 2 Western New York schools, Niagara and Canisius. Ironically enough, their home games back at the ARC Alumni Rec Center on the campus there in Loudonville for the Saints, they were just 1-8 at their last win against Fairfield. Runner inside by Sherelle Moore. So compliments from the bench now for Joe Frager's group.
Again, Moore is one of those athletic, not real tall, but very athletic, mobile post players that comes off the Fairfield bench.
And Frager's playing with a lot of former Nolan players. Moore as a youngster has come up through it. Obviously, Bindu Lowenthal, Rice, Wirtz. And you mentioned there was a good story about Wirtz adapting to the style that Frager wants to play, more traditional defensive coach than up and down.
Well, the entire team had to adapt to that and buy into his defense and rebounding philosophy without so much emphasis on scoring in transition. And it's just a difference in style. It's not that there's anything wrong with either style. It's just that former coach and now the current coach had different thoughts on how to win games, and Wirtz was probably the last player to buy into it, and she's done a miraculous job. I mean, just a tremendous job for this kid to accept coming off the bench as a senior and to play as well as she's played and contribute as much as she's contributed.
Shondea Burrell making a lot of noise coming over on the trap. And Fairfield realizing they were in the trap. Kaskin gets a timeout. Shondea Burrell sounded like she was singing a couple octaves up.
And here we see the pressure in the trap, and they're going to need a lot more of this if they want to get back in this game today. Heady play there, though. I didn't see that. Maybe she's calling for the timeout. I didn't see a signal, but I think she called for the timeout there.
She was too busy trying to cradle the basketball.
It's a great trap there by Siena, though.
So the Saints are down by 17. They're going to obviously have to play defense and get some stops and then be able to put the ball in the basket on the year. They're averaging 64.5. Well, they're a long ways away from that number with only 28.
They are. I think they need to get Burrell and Manzer a little more involved. They've been relatively quiet the entire game.
They have to take some chances on defense, too. They'll hawk with Burrell at three-quarter court. They beat the pressure. Fairfield on the road this year, 7 up and 6 down. This is their 4th neutral site game of the year. Kaskin went right inside, and she saves it. Got a new shot clock. They'll take it under the 12-minute mark. Stags closing out the regular season, going 5-1 in their last 6. And Nico Wirtz, boy, what an addition off that bench.
Oh, and they run that little baseline screen to perfection. Throws right over the top. She nails the 3.
Her 4th triple in the ball game. She has 14. Rattles out on Burrell's attempt. And another rebound for Sherelle Moore. It's a 20-point lead here in Albany for Fairfield. Iona awaits the winner of this game for our first semifinal tomorrow at 9:30. They closed out on a 15-point win today against Loyola in our early game. And another save for the Stags.
Siena just being out-hustled in every phase of the game.
Nice off the mark. And another opportunity for the Stags. Like a power play situation.
Right, one of the keys to the game for Siena was to rebound, and they're not rebounding in the second half. Too many second and third attempts by Fairfield.
Push in the post. They worked hard that time. I would say that possession, they had the ball for about a minute and a half.
Probably.
Well, it's all Fairfield. They've expanded a 9-point lead at the break to 20 presently.
What does it take to be a leader? A strong foundation to understand the challenges of our world. The vision to inspire others. The desire to make a difference. Jesuit education at Loyola. Preparing tomorrow's leaders today.
Back here in Albany, New York for the 2008 Citizens Bank MAAC Championships quarterfinals. Fairfield up by 20 over the Saints of Siena, 48-28. And they've had good aggressive play today on the offensive end.
Yes, and here we're going to see some great screening action by the Fairfield team. And go ahead, let it play. Kaskin runs the baseline. They look ball reversal, but hold it right there. You see a great screen here by Flaherty. And what makes this work is this baseline run by Kaskin, and she looks over as if she's going to throw it, but goes back, hits her in the corner, and she nails the 3. But great ball fake, great screen, and then a great shot.
6'1", Farrah Flaherty setting that screen, allowing the 3 to get off. Speaking of threes, Fairfield 6 of 11 on the long ball, and the Saints are 3 of 9. Sherelle Moore wearing number 12 with Wirtz 10. The 11's Kaskin. Guillen wears 32 on the floor right now, and number 15 inside, Saber Rice. Number 3 seed, Fairfield Stags, looking for their 22nd win.
Showing a lot of confidence in this club without Lowenthal on the floor. I thought she might have been back in the game by now.
Had a walk called there on Wirtz. Lowenthal went out several minutes ago with a 3rd personal foul. But they are showing just how versatile this Fairfield team can be. They've played several people off the bench and got key contributions, and namely Mika Wirtz obviously leading them with 14.
And then Rice has been relatively quiet. So they've done it without a lot of offensive contribution from her. I just think the key to this point has been the defensive effort they've put together against Menti, and it's been a total team effort.
Definitely. Foul on the floor. Don't miss out on the excitement. Get your tickets for the Citizens Bank MAAC Basketball Championships now through Monday right here at the Times Union Center, Albany, New York. It's an easy drive from wherever you might be coming. To buy tickets, call 1-800-30-EVENT or go to MAACsports.com for more information. New shot clock. Menti will give it up to Manzer.
We talked early in the broadcast, Dean, about one of the keys for a Fairfield win today was solving the mystery of Menti. She torched them for 28 and 31 in their previous 2 meetings, and they've done a tremendous job of that thus far.
Menti in the ball game, 8 points. She's gotten 8 shots up. Only 2 of them went. 4 of 6 at the free throw line.
The goal was to keep her at or below her average, and they're on track to do that at this point.
Remember, they were missing Stephanie Guillen in that one meeting especially. And Guillen has blocked a couple of the Menti shots.
Again, those Inspector Gadget arms are long. She's lean.
Jessica Edmonds for the putback off the miss by Manzer. First 2 today for Jessica. And once again, Saints are going to have to take some shots on the defensive end. Rice breaks it down off the dribble. And a rebound to Edmonds. Edmonds is from Guilderland, New York, which is right near Times Union Center. Wild one by Manzer. And Burrell steps inside. Guillen for another rebound.
Well, they can't buy a basket, can they?
They've had so many 5-foot shots roll out, especially in that first half. Guillen has been a terrific rebounder for Fairfield this year. 8 times in double figures, 8.5 to lead the squad. That's she with the basketball. They'll take it under 5 here on the shot clock. Edmonds was trying to jump out on Gaskin.
Here she is stepping out, showing her numbers, trying to draw the foul, and just she needed another half step to draw the charge there. When you hedge those picks, you really have to step out and show your numbers, force that player either to go wide or try to draw the charge.
Fairfield coming off some down years. They are the number 3 seed, the best seed in the last 7 years. Last time they had a better seed was 2001, number 2 seed. And they lost in the championship that year to Siena, but still got an at-large berth to the NCAA tournament.
Bodies flying everywhere.
It's against Kathy Cockrum.
I think Manzer just ran over Rice on that exchange there.
Liga Alpeluca has come back in. Out goes Kathy Cockrum with the personal foul. Nice move by Rice. Didn't get the finish. And another reset. We've had, what, 5 maybe resets here in the second half by the Stags.
At least, and that's just hustle. They're just out hustling Siena right now.
And Manzer on the reach.
Well, take a look at this. She just pushed her. She's running down the court. Gave her a little elbow there.
And Cockrum got the hook from her coach after that.
She made the foul. I misidentified the person who committed the foul. I thought it was Manzer. But it was Cockrum.
And Menti with a hip check that time on Moore as they went to the corner on the loose ball. 7:56 remains here in the second half. Stag controlling by an 18-point margin. Hey, high school musical fans, you got to come and join us here at the Citizens Bank MAAC Basketball Championship this Sunday at the Times Union Center here in Albany. Drew Seeley, the voice of Troy from High School Musical, will host a day of entertainment. He'll sing the national anthem before the 11 a.m. championship game. He'll give a mini concert at halftime, and he'll do some autograph signing as well during the second half. To buy tickets, call 1-800-30-EVENT or go to MAACsports.com for more information. 19-10 here in the second half. The Stags have outscored the Saints after leading by 9 at halftime. Guillen got a good, clean look. Stephanie Guillen is now 2 of 5 from the field, 4 points and 6 boards. They split the season series, a 3-point game and a 6-point game. And right now it's a 20-point lead here for the Stags on Stack Track. Field goal percent, miserable 22% for the Saints. 3 times. They got 3 more 3-point shots made and then points off turnover of the Stags. That one rolls in for Melissa Manzer. 8 points today. Wirtz out there with Kaskin and Guillen, Moore and Groom. It's a well-coached Fairfield team. They get to their spots. They know how to break pressure. They're patient in their offensive patterns, and they play great D.
They're very disciplined. Again, I'm surprised he hasn't come back with Lowenthal yet, but
I think he likes the way they're playing right now.
I think he does too.
The other thing is save Lowenthal for tomorrow in the semis.
Very true.
As long as they maintain this spread. Menti on the spin. Now she's got double digits with 10.
And that was over a double down there by Groom.
Averaging 19.4 as
Tough
she
shot.
led the MAAC this year. But still, it's 9 under her average with 6:35 remaining. Stags are 7-3 in MAAC tournament games played here in Albany. Good save there. Guillen, 5 on the shot clock. Knew what the time situation was. Oh, we're coming to you from Albany, New York. It's the 2008 Citizens Bank MAAC Women's Tournament. Siena and Fairfield, our second quarter of the day. Dean Darling and Michael Ryan bringing it to you from the state capitol. Siena in the green, Fairfield in the white.
We see Burrell finally get to the goal and score there.
And a short timeout taken from the Fairfield bench by Joe Frager.
I think if you had asked him before the game if he expected that sort of offensive production from Guillen, he would have laughed. He just hoped that he could get a good 20 minutes from her, get some defense, get some rebounding, and she's drilled 3 very nice jump shots.
I'll get your tickets now for the MAAC Baseball Championships happening at Waterfront Park in Trenton, New Jersey, May 22nd through the 24th. To buy tickets, dial up 609-394-3300 or go to MAACsports.com for more information.
I'll be there. It's my hometown. It's a great
Baseball's
park.
right around the corner, right?
The Trenton Thunder play there, AA affiliate of the Yankees. It's a great place. I'm looking forward to MAAC baseball in Trenton.
Now, if you're Joe Frager, do you put Guillen on the bench maybe for the remainder of the game because he had a spotter of minutes, as you mentioned, 12 in her first stint back after missing the 9 games and then played 20 in the second one?
I think you sit her for the balance of this game. She's gotten enough minutes in. She's starting to get her game legs back, starting to feel pretty good, and I wouldn't push the issue.
He's got Lowenthal back on the floor. He curls inside for an easy bucket. Bindu Lowenthal with 12 points today. Double figures for the 24th time this year. And she's back next year as a senior. Shaldea Burrell now is starting to get warm. She's got 10 points.
Maybe a little too little too late. We really needed some more of that in the first half from her.
Spin by Groom. And the pick off the glass by Alpe Luca.
Yeah, not a good shot, not a good possession there by Fairfield.
But with the 5-minute mark, it's a 14-point lead. Does Siena have enough in the tank to make the run here in the final 5? Manzer way deep. Air ball, clean up, Alpe Luca. So a mini 7-0 run gets him back within 12.
I think the zone press is kind of disrupted Fairfield a little bit.
Liga Alpe Lucas called it a reach.
Get the foul call there, but they also haven't used very good shot selection in the last 3 or 4 possessions.
Gina Castelli working that sideline, trying to avoid 4th straight losing season for the Saints. Saints were the darling of the MAAC back in the early 2000 era. From 2000 to 2003, they won 72 ball games and a couple MAAC championships.
They did dominate in the 90s and even in the 2000, 2001, but teams and programs go in cycles, and it's just a little of a down cycle here. Gina's a great coach. I'm sure they'll be back on track soon. I know she told me earlier in the year they had a great recruiting year, and she's looking forward to some new kids in her program, new kids in the program, so we won't hold the Saints down. I don't know how you replace somebody like Menti, but
and it's wrestled off the grass there by Mika Wirtz at 5'8". So Gaskin hits the free throws to stop the run by the Saints. It was back to a 14-point margin.
Well, they need to work the clock here, and that's how they built their lead, was shooting late in the shot clock. In the last 3 or 4 possessions, they shot much too quickly.
So Melissa Manser in danger of fouling out. That's her 4th. Meg Gaskin opened the game with a 3. Non-scorer this year. One game this year, she had 15 boards against Niagara, and that's your point guard.
There's some great rebounding guards in this entire league. And any coach will tell you they'll give almost anything for a rebounding guard.
She has tied her career high with 10. Originally set against Siena in one of the meetings this year. She has 11 assists in this ball game as well, and that's a career high. So she has a chance for a double-double. Obviously, she got a double-double. And established new career highs in both categories.
Great job there by Lowenthal not to commit the foul. She's very close to committing her 4th foul there.
Lowenthal out there with Wirtz and Gaskin, Moore and Groom. Stags trying to advance to the semis. Iona awaits the winner of this game. The runner, Lowenthal, continuation, yes. And Laura Menti took a shot. 3:26 remaining here in regulation. All Stags.
Fairfield University is among the nation's top-ranked Jesuit universities and a valuable resource to the region. Graduating students who are well prepared to make meaningful and lasting contributions to the greater community. Students of all ages choose Fairfield University for its convenient location, flexible schedules, and its dynamic learning environment anchored in the time-honored values of a Jesuit education. Discover the treasure that is Fairfield University.
What are you looking for in a college? Cutting-edge academic programs, a faculty that's second to none, great recreational opportunities and residence halls? How about a college that will provide you with the education you need to become a leader in your profession and in your community? If that's what you're looking for in a college, you'll find it at Canisius. To learn more about Canisius College, call 1-800-843-1517 or visit us on the web at canisius.edu. Canisius College, where leaders are made.
Welcome back to our coverage here from Albany, New York. Times Union Center. Quarterfinal game. Fairfield leading. Fairfield the 3 seed. Beating up on the Saints, the 6 seed by 17. Laura Menti's had a tough ball game, both mentally and physically.
Day, but here's a microcosm of this entire game. She comes out on Lowenthal, so she puts it on the floor, goes by her, and then catches an elbow to the chin, and adding insult to injury.
Her 4th personal foul. So now 4-point score there for Moore, and that tells the story right there. Saints 28% from the field. That was a bad miss. Saints normally shoot, as you saw on the graphic, 43.6%. That's number 2 in the MAAC, and that's been the difference. Fairfield has just shut them down, and you can come to understand that with the defensive effort of Fairfield.
I agree, and I talked to Chris O'Connor last night, the Fairfield SID, and he said when Coach Frager has time to prepare, he's as good as anybody in the game, and he had a week to prepare for this game, and I think his words are prophetic. They have done an extremely good job of shutting down Menti, of controlling Manser and Burrell, and his game preparations have paid off.
Stepping into passingly there is Alpe Luca. Well, if they hold on to win this, they sure won't have a week to prepare for the Gales of Iona.
They'll have less than a day.
Tony Pizzella's already back there working on his game plan, just waiting to see who he's going to go against.
Pizzella had a 3-hour head start on him.
Put back is good. Another timeout. So with 2:15 left, Saints are down by 17. Five times this year, the Stags of Fairfield have held their opponents under 45 points. And they've pitched a real strong gem here today at the Times Union Center. Saints had won 4 consecutive games in this building before today. You see the Fairfield bench. Last year they were a 500 ball club, 15-15, 21-8 as we started today. And our Pepsi player of the game, Mika Wirtz, 14 points, 5 of 10 from the field, 4 of 7 on threes, and she definitely changed the complexity of the game when she came in at around the 14-minute mark of that first half.
And that's one thing that he's got her to buy into, that she can give them a much greater lift coming off the bench than she can as a starter.
Joe Frager running the ship there, Fairfield, Connecticut. 10th year overall. His coaching record 210-91 as a head coach. Moved over from Division II Southern Connecticut, where he won 189 games and dropped 83. He won the National Division II title last year.
Here we see our Pepsi player of the game, Mika Wirtz. She's doing it from the perimeter. She's getting a lot of open looks. She does it off the glass, and she makes the free throws. Terrific day for her.
15 today. 23 points is her career high. Last year she had that against Richmond and Canisius. Playing in her 112th career game today. And Laura Menti just dipping in that time. It seems that Menti really hasn't had balance today. She's been leaning in on a lot of times.
No, and I think a lot of that, here we see her, and you're right, she loses her balance here. She kind of dips her shoulder. I think she got away with one there. But I think Fairfield has kept her off balance because she's had so many different looks. She's had Guillen on her with the long arms and the height. Then she's had Lowenthal on her, who's strong and quick. It's really taken her off her feed today.
Joelle the Rocky was in and out of the lineup. We got a hold off the attempted inbound. And that's what the Saints obviously are going to have to do.
Well, it may be their only chance to do anything now because Fairfield is a poor free throw shooting team. But I don't think it's enough with only 2 minutes left to play.
Kina Castelli flanked on the bench there by assistant coaches Andrea Woodbury, Victoria Best, Michelle Collins.
In their loss to Siena at Siena this year, Fairfield shot 7 for 15 from the free throw line in the last 3 minutes and missed the front end of 3 1-1. So they know that that's a way to get back in the game. But I think it's too little, too late here for Siena. I'm disappointed in their enthusiasm today. I think they just came out a little flat, maybe not quite ready to play for some reason.
Well, we had acknowledged at the top about 4th straight meeting in the playoffs. The previous 3 were 1-point games, and the game you mentioned, they won by 6 in Loudonville, and then at Fairfield they lost by 3. And I do understand what you're saying because of all those loose ball opportunities that Fairfield took care of.
Well, how many second shots did they get in the second half? I mean, they just cleaned up everything that was loose. Any loose ball was theirs. Anything on the ground or on the court was theirs.
There was a question over at the official scores table. Had something to do with a substitution and no time coming off the clock. And everything has been negotiated And straightened out. And Mika Wirtz will be shooting. Fairfield as a team this year, you mentioned, struggled at the free throw line. 64.5%. That's 9th in the MAAC. But today they're making them. And Alpe-Luka with the spin. Pretty move there by Liga Alpe-Luka from Latvia. 7 points today. Touch foul on Burrell. This will extend this game probably another 15 minutes.
This could be a long minute and 51 seconds.
Scheduled to go off next in the 1-8 game will be the Red Foxes of Marist College against the Golden Griffs of Canisius, who won yesterday against their Western New York counterpart, Niagara, 63-51 to earn the bid against the reigning champs of the MAAC, Marist. Lowenthal drains another.
Well, she's their best free throw shooter at 74%, so not a good foul there.
Drains a couple. Bindu Lowenthal, even though she hasn't had a supplement of minutes, 16 points today.
She's been very efficient. Very efficient today.
Second team All-MAAC performer this past season. 18-point advantage for Fairfield. Burrell off the pull-up. Wirtz was in her vision. Well, they're going to try and play some keep away. Naraki out there with Groom, Lowenthal, Wirtz, and Guillen as they look to Joe Frager for the set call. And Burrell will have to give up the foul. So Shandea Burrell disqualified by fouls, her 5th personal. She had a tough shooting first half, just 1 of 9 from the field, and she hit that shot early.
I thought she'd have a great game because she did get off to a good start, but a tough day. Sometimes it's tough to come home and play at home.
As she leads with 10 points. Wirtz hits another one. And Joe Frager once again going to the bench. Looking to close out this win. And Wirtz continues to score with 18 here today. 21 her season high earlier this year against St. Peter's. St. Peter's will be playing Manhattan in our nightcap later on this afternoon here at the Times Union Center. Opie misses. They'll regain. And they will take it under the minute bar. So the Stags bring it up. Time's on their side, 20-point lead. Romano is checked in for the Stags. That's Naraki as they look to close out win number 22 on the season. At the number 3 seed, they tied Iona. 11-7 mark in the regular season, but because Iona had beaten them twice, they dropped down to the 3 seed on the tiebreaker procedure. Substitutions coming in for both teams. And the Fairfield Stags. Alpe-Luka and Menti exit for the final time of their Siena St. career. Along with Melissa Manzer, the 3 seniors being acknowledged here in the local area. Shandea Burrell will be back next year. She and Manzer engage in a big hug. And Volpe runs it inside for her first 2. Off the steal and a 3. Sarah Parnell hits it. And the Saints continued to play hard. Another throwaway. With 13.2 left, Melissa Manzer realizing her career is just 13 ticks away from ending. As well as Laura Menti. Moore for the jumper. Wrestled away by Sherelle Moore of Fairfield, and they can dribble it out. Stags of Fairfield close out a 15-point win as they knock off the Saints of Siena 67-52. Obviously a visually upset Melissa Manzer and Laura Menti. and Liga Alpeluca playing their final game in a green uniform for the Saints of Siena as they drop one to the Fairfield Stags 67-52. A lot of joy for the Stag program. They move on to the semifinals led by that man Joe Frager. They'll be taking on the Gales of Iona tomorrow in a 9:30 semifinal game as Iona had bested Loyola earlier today 74-59. Saints close out a record of 11-18. Fairfield survives and advances to a 22-8 record, and they'll be matched up tomorrow against the number 2 seed, the Gales of Iona. Fairfield again with a 15-point win. Moving on to the semifinals. They'll play tomorrow morning at 9:30. Put together a real strong effort today here. Playing a good defensive effort, shared the basketball well, and hit some key shots. We go out to Micah Ryan with a special guest.
Yes, and welcome back. We're here with Mika Wirtz, our Pepsi Player of the Game. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your role this year and how it's affected your play. I thought you had a fabulous game today.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, coming off the bench, I just look to bring my team some energy, as much energy as I can, and try to spark my offense from my defense.
It's a real change of attitude from the last 3 years, because I know it was hard for you to buy into that.
Yeah, well, we have a new coach this year, and I'm just trying to fit into his new system and do everything I can to help my team win.
That's a great job. Congratulations. You helped your team get to the semifinals of the MAAC tournament. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Coach Joe Frager. Congratulations, Coach. Thank you for joining us. Great effort today. Tell us a little bit about your defensive philosophy on Laura Menti.
Well, we had 2 tries and didn't do very well the first 2 times. We wanted to make sure we always put a body on her, and that we wanted to try to help as much as we could, and we wanted to have at least 2 other defenders with a foot in the paint so that the passer would always see not only the defender on Menti, but half of 2 other defenders at all times. And when the ball was in flight, we tried to take away your baseline shoulder, and we tried to send a double team whenever we possibly could.
Okay, and a word about Mika Wirtz. I think maybe she was the last one to buy into your defensive philosophy, but a tremendous game today.
She really did. I'm so proud of her because she struggled a little bit in the last couple of games of the season and just came up the way you want a senior too. So I'm thrilled for her. I'm very proud of her.
Well, congratulations and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
And back to you, Dean.
All right, thanks, Mika. So the Fairfield Stags are going to advance to take on the Gales of Iona, who stayed around to watch it. They'll go off at 9:30 tomorrow in our first semifinal.